Alright, so almost 2 years ago, that is 2020, I made a video on how to do this exactly, but I didn't post that particular video on YouTube. I posted it in my Telegram channel, and I hope those of you who have watched that video, you should know how to do this by now. But today I feel like posting this over here again, so I'm going to take you through how to do this, how to actually put any image into any shape using Pixel Lab. I'm going to show you how to do that quickly right now. So without wasting much time, let's jump into it. So as usual, I'm going to delete everything over here and start from scratch like this. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is to change the background color to, let's say, white for the start, and probably change it afterwards. So after changing the background to white, I'm going to import a shape, probably change the color of the shape to anything at all. Let's say I'm going to use this dark blue, and I have to make sure that the shape cover every space showing on the working space right here. And I'm going to use the relative position tool to actually place it at the middle, and afterwards I'm going to lock it over here. Now after locking it, I have to insert a shape again, probably a rectangle, and I'm going to increase the radius of it a little bit and also manipulate it just to suit exactly what I want. Alright, so let's see. I think this is pretty much cool for me now, so I'm just going to leave it here and tap on a check mark. After that, I'll position it, let's say, just over here, and I'm going to merge the two shapes over here. So after merging them like this, the next thing that I have to do is to tap on the erase color tool right here over here and enable it. Once I've enabled this, it has taken the white aspect off. So for you to see that, let's go and change the background color to a different color, and you'll see the difference clearly. I hope this is clear now. You can see that the white aspect has been taken off, right? So this is what we'll be having currently, and what I'm going to do is to lock the layer over here, and after this I can go ahead and import the image I want to actually mask over here, the image I want to put into the shape. That image, I'm going to import it right away. So let me do that quickly. I'm just going to pick it up from my gallery, probably my photo room folder, because I actually removed the background of it using photo room. So yeah, I think I got it right here. So I'm just going to crop part of it. That's probably the photo room watermark. So after cropping it, I'll put the image over here. Probably I'm going to use the relative position tool to position the image at the middle like this. After that, I'm going to make a duplicate of it like this. So I'll keep the duplicate over here and come back and select the first image, then tap on to back, meaning I'm sending it to the back of the shape, right? So after that, I'm going to tap on the second image, which is probably the duplicates. I'm going to tap on it and also use the relative position tool to position it at the middle. The reason for that is to make sure that both images are aligned properly, right? So after this, you can just tap on a check mark and go down to the masking tool. After selecting the masking tool, just tap on enable, right? So depending on the shape that you're using, you may find it kind of struggling or difficult when clearing parts of the image over here, but in my case over here, it is pretty much simple. You just have to enable the mask tool and it will take off the parts that you don't really want. Okay, so I'll just tap on check mark and that will be it. So what I have to do now is to select these two images, then actually move them around as I want. So I'm going to use the move tool to actually move them together like this. So I think this is pretty much cool for me. Now what I have to do is to actually go ahead and lock these two layers as well. Now we can go ahead and play with this. So what I'm going to do now is to select the shape at the middle over here. I hope you can all see it over here. I'm going to select it and tap on texture, right? I just want to add some kind of fill to it, so I'm going to select the texture and add a particular texture to it right away. So I'm going to go to my pins folder, probably I think this should be perfect. So I'm going to use this one and leave it here like this. Okay, so after this, what I'm going to do now is to actually increase or decrease the rate the opacity. That's if the need arise, but for now I'm just going to leave it at 100% and work on the other elements of this before we proceed. But there's one thing I need you to take note of. Okay, so quickly let's tap on the undo button right here and I'm going to show you something. All right, so what I'm going to show you right now is for you to insert a shape. The reason for you to actually insert this shape is to make sure that what the texture that we are going to add to this particular shape, it doesn't affect everything on the shape. Now this will not make sense to you right now, but as we proceed you understand perfectly. So I'm just going to leave the shape over here like this and tap on a check mark, then go back and change the color of this shape at the middle, the blue one. I'm going to change the color back to white for now, just to make sure I'm doing something right. So after changing the color to white, I'm going to merge the shape I inserted with the other one, which was previously blue. I'm going to merge them together like this. After that I'll bring it back to the middle again. Okay, so once it's at the middle, I can now go ahead and add the texture. So let me select the texture quickly and do that. So I hope you've actually learned something out of what I just did. Okay, so yeah, I got the texture over here and I just have to apply it like this. Okay, pretty much that is it. And what I have to do now is to actually lock the layer and probably change the background color if I want. Let's say I want to use something like pink, so let me just select it here. Good. So after this you can decide to actually decorate your work, that's if you want to. So for now I'm just going to add some Instagram 3D features to this one and see how it's going to look. So I'm going to actually select something from my downloads folder and probably make use of it right away. I'm going to make a duplicate of this just to make sure that I have the original file available anytime I want to use it. So I'm going to reduce the size of this quickly like this and probably reduce the opacity as well. I think 53 is not bad, so I'm going to bring it to the downside like this. So let me use the position tool to actually do this carefully, and I think that's okay for me. So let me go and select the original file again, and probably I'm going to make a duplicate of it as well, just so I don't have to be going back to my download folder like that. So I think this is okay. I'm just going to actually enable the last one and put it at the top, right corner over here, and probably add some shadow effects to it. Okay, so let's say I'm going to add a sticker, and probably this is white by default. So once it's white by default, I'm just going to tap an empty area in a working space and select this one back again. After selecting it, then you tap on color, then probably give it a black color, right? Then you reduce the size of it. Okay, you know how we already do this. If you've been following this channel for a while now, you should know how we do this in Pixel Lab, how to add shadow effects. You should know it perfectly. So I'm just going to actually leave this over here like this and see how it's going to look. So I'm going to reduce the opacity of it quickly and see. I think this should be okay for me. Okay, and I'm going to make a duplicate of that shadow effect and bring it to the down here. So let me do that quickly by using the position tool. Let me bring it down quickly, and I think we are pretty much done over here. So this is how to actually put any image into a shape just as you want. Okay, it's all about principles. You just have to apply the principle and you are good to go. So I hope you've actually learned something out of this short tutorial, and if you do, don't forget to hit that like button and also subscribe to this channel. Right, so this is Gosu here, and I hope to see you in the next video. Let's up.